Very well.
Anyways, I will bring you there when the master is done talking with you, as that will probably be your first stop. I'm pretty sure he's told you. Anyways, like I said again, to the kitchens. And he steps by all of you and back onto the path and up to the kitchens.
What sort of meat do you keep in stock?
Oh, all sorts of things.
So
Our
it's
chef
like
can cook
Russian.
almost anything. Almost anything. He hasn't been able to cook a decent souffle, though. While it's an odd taste, I do think someone would. I think he would be able to do that.
Did not mean to overlap.
So it's looking like with mad eyes, like towards where he thinks the kitchen is.
Yep. He does open the door into the first thing that hits you is this wonderful smell of just smoked meats, just a number of fine dishes. And the first thing you do see when you walk in is a man that seems to have molten lava just encrusted over his arms and a decent part of his chest. He looks up at all of you as he comes in, as you all come in. What do you want? Not enough, I have to prepare a feast for all of you, now you're bothering me in my kitchens.
We
I
are
look at
looking
his meat.
through.
So,
Everyone
we're just looking around. The tour sort of led here second. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you too.
What's
He
your
looks
name,
over
let me
at
ask
he looks over at the servant. Are you sure that this is the lot? The servant just simply nods. So as you do that, he looks over at you, and he kind of leans a little bit. As you pick up a piece of fruit, it simply replaces itself. Well, you have a piece of fruit in your hand, and where you picked it up is automatically replaced by a new one.
Suda's visibly confused.
This would be a decent place to stock up. He looks over at the dwarf. I think I have the perfect thing for you.
Do you now?
He points over to the giant barrel behind him in the corner. That thing right there. Oh, I'm going to be moving that thing into the kitchen, into the actual dining area in a minute. That thing over there is a bottomless barrel of meat.
I
Do
think
you
you
have-
and I are going to be great friends.
I will speak to him. I will say, do you have any grains of sand? Grains of wheat? Grains of any sort? Do you have chunks of bread I could maybe acquire? And possibly, if you will allow me, I will pick up 1 or 2 apples for myself.
I mean, of course, help yourselves. The tables automatically fill themselves. Everything that you ever need is probably in one of those boxes over there.
I will take a few bags of grain and bread and 2 apples.
I'm looking to see if there's any human meat.
I scoff at the fact that they are taking these rather than earning their food.
I am like, bag open, just shoveling all the food I can into the bag. You'd probably also notice that this is a very thin-looking Kenku. Like, thinner than he probably should be.
Yeah. So, for the people who are looking through the meats, you find a lot of pork, beef, chicken, a number of sea creatures. You don't find any human though, as it's not exactly a thing that would be commonly prepared. You have a feeling that these tables are meant for an average chef's kitchen.
Do they have any monkey meat? That's the closest thing to a human, right?
I thought it was pig.
Yeah. The cook looks over at you. If you're looking for humans, sadly, you're gonna have to get it yourself. I have a very strict policy of that stuff in my kitchen. Sadly, I did have to, scoop down a little lower because, again, he looks over at the servant. I had to prepare a feast for the lot of you with something that you all would eat. So, obviously, I had to prepare your food too.
Oh, wonderful.
But that will be served up when you are all eating. Sadly, as I am still in the process of cooking a number of things. And as
Very well.
he does hold his hand above the 3 stoves, and you do watch as all of the flames kind of brighten a little bit.
So it's just gonna run over, bowing to him repeatedly, visibly starting to tear up a bit, grabbing a bit more food, and then waiting by the exit. Just eating.
I will message Kessel. Seems like one of our companions is starving constantly.
Getting visibly malnourished.
And visibly malnourished. I have to add that as well.
Not
Are
good
you still
enough.
eating, by the way? Are you
What?
still eating, by the way?
Yeah.
As you eat, I'm just going to, slowly flavor your food to taste like blood.
I'm just gonna stop eating for a second.
You're a
It just
bully.
started
You're a bully, you know
crying.
that?
Just
Yeah,
dropping the food on the hands and knees. Just, why does bad things happen?
What's wrong, friend?
Alright,
I
you're
was just
alright.
simply making that disgusting food taste somewhat better.
You did this!
Oh, shit.
I can undo it if it's not tasty.
Anyways, the servant does call out to all of you. Well, anyways, if you're all finished in the kitchens, there's one more building that we have to cover before the actual area. And he walks down the path again. The next building is the local library. Well, actually, he looks down at the path, and instead of going down, he goes back up the way, back up towards the area. And you watch as he walks off, and there's a small glimmer of light as all of you stop moving.
But I have the footloose disease.
It's lethal.
No!
What the?
Teleports behind you. Nothing personal, kid.
Sorry, I always like doing that. It's a lot quicker than actually walking the distances. This area is its own little pocket dimension, so everything you, if you try to walk off in one direction without a proper totem, you will simply just walk back into where you came from.
Oh, that's
Oh,
absolutely
like
lovely.
It's looping! Oh, my mind is...
Now, is that the In Through the Outdoor spell, or is it some other means?
Son of a bitch.
Other means, as he opens the door to the next building, and he just simply stands off to the side. This is the library, where if you wanted to find any book, you would be more than happy to come in here and study to your heart's content.
This.
As you walk in and look up, the ceiling seems to go a lot higher than this small little shack would go, than this small little shack would imply, as well as it does also have countless books.
Actually, having intelligence, I will look through the books as well.
What did you say, Klaus?
I want... this is one of those crystal boys, yes?
This is one of the floating crystals, yes.
I want to lick it.
Excuse me?
Did he just say he wants to lick it?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, there's a fetish for everything.
as you go to lick it, nothing happens.
Does it...
And
how does it taste?
you do hear the assistant call out behind you. Can you please not lick my eyes? That would be wonderful.
Yeah, there is definitely a fetish for everything.
I lick
I
her.
thought they were magical gems. My bad.
Well, they are, but they're also my eyes. They allow me to see a number of things that go on. That's how I knew that you were awake.
And for those of you uncultured, he looks at the group. The first way to determine what magic is by licking it.
I
Why do
prefer-
I not believe that?
I prefer the traditional means. Oh yeah, I sent this to you, but you hear fuck all. Okay.
I like a liar.
I was gonna say something that I forget
Um,
that you can't hear what I say.
But
There's music playing.
yeah, there's been music playing. It's very nice music.
I
But anyway.
didn't hear it till now.
Well, anyways,
Me
as
either,
you
to
all,
be honest.
as you finish up with the library, he does call out to you. You can read to your heart's content on your off time, but at the moment, he's calling for us, as I did just get a little message from him. So I must attend to that. If you're free to roam around for the moment, just within a few minutes, please make your way to the... He just simply gestures to his right to a very nicely decorated house. See your way in there whenever you're done. As he walks off and into the building.
Alright. I'm gonna take another bite of the food I took. Does it still taste like blood?
He hasn't
I have
changed
not
it, so
undone it.
yeah. So it's
I'm gonna turn to you and like, change food back.
while crying.
Well, what will you give me for it?
Give. Just hold up my fist. Change back.
I'm simply teasing him, Fred. He puts his hands up in like a mock surrender. Is there any particular flavor that you enjoy?
I'm pointing to apple. Apple. Turn like grape. Grape.
What are you, 12?
I
speak
snap my
my-
fingers, and there's a little, like, figure of a clown doing jazz hands that appears behind me. It is done.
Does the food taste like food again?
I have undone my magic.
Yay!
Excellent.
Alright, as he leaves, I will open the book, and then I will say, "Who is the master the servant speaks of?" Oh shit, I have to speak normally! Ah! Okay. Who is the master he speaks of?
We're all
Nothing.
equally uninformed.
As you speak this into the book, nothing happens.
I just walk over and it's like, that's how books work. Pick it up. Read book. Not speak.
I will. I will.
Things
gonna-
are revealed.
I'm just gonna leave that unrevealed, as
Oh,
I'm
good.
going to say he did leave the door open.
I will angry stare at book for a solid minute, and then close it. Is there any books here around particular crypts or like recent history, essentially?
As you go through when you search the books, as you go through and read some of the books, you do notice that all of them are some small storybooks. There's nothing really historical in this library.
Interesting.
And as you do sift through some of them, you do see that some of them are written by the assistant, as it's legit, as it is just as it's titled, and then by the assistant.
I will speak to the book again, like the hollow one, and it says, "Your intelligence precedes you." And then I'll put it back in my bag.
Your intelligence precedes you.
Did you just mock my voice? Hang on. I turn around.
Blue, can I ask you a quick question? Who
Yeah.
else is in your room with you currently?
Just me. Oh, there's another dude. Yeah, playing Warframe.
Okay. I was wondering because there's a lot of talk.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yes, sorry about that.
Kalasai.
Kessel.
Kessel. My bad. Kessel.
Kesselai?
Shut up. Kessel.
Kasaul.
Kessel, what would you be doing?
Mark.
I want to try to speak to the ant.
Oh,
I want to try to speak to him in Sylvan. Is your name really Twig?
My name is of no importance now.
Hello, of no importance now. I'm evil.
Oh my god. Top 10.
The head of the Ent looks at you and then goes back to what it was doing, which was tending to the ironwood tree.
Well, I'm just gonna admire nature. I just wanted to know if that was really his name.
About to get slapped.
I turned around
What's the
quickly.
price tag on that beast anyway, or?
There's no price on nature.
Oh, many would disagree.
You cannot
creepy.
control a being like this.
Oh, that's why torture is typically involved. At any rate,
I
this
raised
is a
an
marvelous
eyebrow.
tree, isn't it?
I moved between him and the tree.
I'm simply admiring it. A benefactor's servant said that he wasn't able to harm it, and, well, he has some interesting magics that I'm sure is beyond us.
Just leave it alone. I mean, after all, if he couldn't hurt it, why could
Is
someone
it-
like you?
Alright, I'll look at it. Is the tree actually made of iron, or is it just like wood, but like hard?
It is a very hard wood, yes.
Got it.
It's not actually made of iron, as there are leaves on the trees, on the tree
Okay.
itself.
All good.
Joran and Yami, what are you two doing in the kitchen?
I am gorging myself on the meats in this establishment.
I'm doing the same. Just nibbling on a few things.
Is it a sandwich?
God damn it. Anyways,
Sandwich.
as you are gorging yourself and eating, the cook does turn and look at you. I mean, if that's what you want to do, go right ahead. I already have all of your food currently cooking, but if you don't eat it, I'll just keep it warm for you. I can't promise it'll still be unburnt, but I can keep it warm as long as I can.
Very well. I have a fucking...
Sounds good to me.
Ah, fuck.
Was that in or out of character?
That was out of character. I dropped batteries on my phone.
Oh, that's a disaster.
They are grouping outside the building.
The call is coming from inside the house.
Excuse me.
Can I?
Yes.
Do you have any live food? Still kicking?
That would actually be great.
What?
You said you had food for all of us.
I do. I have
Y'all
to.
are weird.
I do, but I have, I'm doing a lot of the cooking currently. All of your food will be ready by the time the feast comes. Hopefully.
Just tell me, did you get me a baby or is it an adult?
He just simply glares at you slightly and goes back to what he's doing.
I suppose my character would probably go to the meeting place at this point. After harassing the ant and checking out the food.
Just harassing everybody.
And I am harassing her, so I guess I'll follow her to harass her more.
Joran, Yami, is there anything else that you two would like to do?
Nah, probably isn't gonna meet up.
I can't think of anything I'd want to do. Whoops.
Oh no, so it's stuck to the wall.
No.
So as you all walk up to the door again, like I said, it is open. Oh wait, it's
I don't believe you mentioned that. I thought we had to wait
Yeah.
or something. All right, we'll just go in then.
no. He left the door slightly open so that way you could make your way in.
Yeah, the fog kind of like confused me. All right.
Is this another magic crystal?
It is a different colored magic crystal, but yes, it is a crystal.
I take
I
a seat and put
lean
my
into
feet on the
it.
table.
Wow, you're one of those.
Is there any valuable looking utensils on the table?
No, there's nothing on the table besides a map at the moment.
So we have a poor boy, a lizard lady, weird fetish guy, a dwarf, and Dragonborn?
Yes, who is currently not with the group. Monica.
There she is. Yeah, there is so much chaotic energy.
It's gonna be a good campaign.
I got lost.
It's all good.
It's fine.
The kitchen is massive.
Very.